Today, I'm diving deep into our relationships to see if we are loving ourselves as much as we should be, to see if we can figure out what's holding us back and make some changes. When we enter into a romantic relationship, we often forget to prioritize one of the most important people, ourselves. We get so caught up in the excitement of finding someone new or the comfort of being in a long-term partnership that we forget to show ourselves the love and care that we truly deserve. However, self-love is essential for emotional well-being, especially in relationships. Many of us have a tendency to compromise our self-worth and identity when we enter relationships. We start to prioritize our partner's needs over our own, and before we know it, we've lost sight of who we are as individuals. We might start to dress differently, change our interests, or even alter our values just to fit in with our partners. But what happens when we lose ourselves in the process? We start to feel unfulfilled, unhappy, and even resentful towards our partner. I think it's because we're scared to stand alone, to be single, or to be rejected. So we suppress our own desires, needs, and interests to avoid feeling vulnerable. But the truth is, when we compromise our self-worth, we're not only damaging our own identity, but we're also setting ourselves up for an unhealthy relationship. Because when we don't know who we are, how can we expect our partner to know who we are? We forget that our partner is supposed to enhance our lives, not define it. They're supposed to support us, love us, and make us feel seen and heard, but they're not supposed to be the sole reason for our existence. So it's essential to maintain our sense of self, our identity, and our individuality, even when we're in a relationship. Have you ever caught yourself neglecting your personal interests, seeking constant validation from your partner, or feeling unworthy of love? These are just a few signs that you might be loving yourself less in your relationship. Maybe you used to love reading, but now you haven't picked up a book in months. Or perhaps you used to hike every weekend, but now you're too busy doing things for your partner. Whatever it is, it's essential to recognize these signs and take action. When we neglect our personal interests, we start to feel unfulfilled, bored, and restless. We start to look for excitement and validation outside of ourselves, whether that's from our partner, social media, or material possessions. But the truth is, true fulfillment comes from within. So take some time to reflect on what makes you happy, what makes you feel alive, and what makes you feel seen and heard. I remember when I was in a toxic relationship, I used to seek constant validation from my partner. I needed them to tell me that I was beautiful, smart, and worthy of love. But what happened when they didn't give me that validation? I felt unworthy, unattractive, and unlovable. It was a vicious cycle, and I was stuck in it for years. But then I realized that I didn't need anyone else to tell me that I was worthy of love. I was worthy of love just because I existed, and that's a powerful realization. When we start to feel worthy of love, we start to set healthy boundaries, communicate effectively, and prioritize our own needs. We start to take responsibility for our own happiness, and we stop relying on our partner to make us feel whole. And that's when the magic happens. That's when we start to feel truly fulfilled, truly happy, and truly in love with ourselves. So, let's summarize the key points. Maintaining self-love and healthy boundaries in relationships is essential for emotional well-being. We need to prioritize our own needs, desires, and interests and recognize the signs of loving ourselves less. By doing so, we can create a more fulfilling, happy, and loving relationship, not just with our partner, but with ourselves. What are your thoughts on loving yourself in relationships? Have you ever struggled with maintaining your sense of self in a partnership? Share your experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my next video on self-improvement and relationship tips. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.